Hi, my name is Martin, welcome to my channel, maybe welcome back, I don't know. Okay, what I have to talking about and what is in for you. I made some ICC profiling, and what's interesting for you is how you can save ink. Also, I assume that is interesting for you because those inks are, I'm talking about the Canon Pro 1000. I will show you some of the cartridges first, then you have a contrast about what I'm talking about. This is a standard Canon Pro 1000. The focus I've made, I switched the focus off the automatic focus because it's annoying me. It's flipping. Okay, so I assume I'm sharp, but when not, it's not important. I'm not so sharp at all. I am sharp. This is a Canon PFE 700 ink cartridge. This is the same, has the same color code GE, and here too GY. GY, it means gray. Okay. Here inside are 700 ml. Here inside are 80 milliliter. You can use the ink inside of those cartridges to refill this one. It is easy as hell, and well, I make a fast example, and then we are going back to the save ink, because normally I just want to talk about one thing. Okay, you take syringes. You take a syringe needle, you put this syringe needle, I assume you can see this, I have to check it. Yeah, you can see this, but there are two holes, one is up, one is down. The border part is down, it does not matter big. Because the liquid, the ink will go out anyway. So you take this syringe needle, you put it in the upper hole. There's a plastic valve inside. It is a soft rubber. You will penetrate with the needle this soft rubber. This will create air inlet. So you take another syringe with a big needle. It's about 0.5 millimeter thick, the inside. When you can get bigger needles, take a bigger one. You stick this syringe in the lower hole, and this one in the upper hole. As soon as you penetrate with this syringe the valve, you can extract ink with the syringe on the other hole. You have to let air in so the ink level can go down. It has to have some space exchange in form of I take ink out, the air will be expanded, and that is not you create a vacuum. So you don't want a vacuum, you want to let air in. Then you take this syringe, you take the needle off, you put the syringe inside this cartridge, you push it inside the cartridge. There is a valve, it's just a spring-loaded valve. You push the syringe in, you take some air, you create some vacuum in this kind of process, and then the ink will flow inside the cartridge, the chamber here of the ink cartridge. Then you suck again air out of the cartridge, and it will suck in ink, because the liquid is down and the air will go up like physics. Oh, easy. So those are sold about 20 bucks, and those are sold about 80 bucks. So, or you can buy gray runs about from 15 euros to 200 euros. When you need, when you buy, you don't need to buy an absolute new one. This one has the date 2009 on it, and it works. You can use 10-year-old ink to run a new printer, Canon 1000. Those are called PFE. I don't know for what this stands, but you can search for Canon PFE 702 Grey, or you can search for Canon PFE ink, and you will find these. There are families, printer families. These big cartridges are for the, these super big cartridges are for the Canon image prograph 1000, 2000, 3000 and 5000. The ink inside, not the cartridge itself. That means you can buy such a big cartridge and refill the small ones with it. Okay, that's for the crash course with refilling. You can click on the reset button when the ink channel are empty. That means, what does that mean? I will show it here on my printer. You see there is the ink level. Yes, you can see it now. This ink channel is about to run empty. The cartridge inside, you will hear this when I shake this cartridge. You hear nothing, it's empty, it's dry, it's bone dry. The ink in the channel will be used until the printer tells you, oh, I'm empty. When he tells you this channel is running empty, you push this button 5 seconds, and then he will ignore this cartridge. So then he will accept this cartridge, but and he will print further with the ink that is in the system. So now you can cheat the printer and refill this cartridge with this chip and tell him, here, print ahead. He will make this, but you have to check all 300 prints. I do this about all 4 weeks. How much, or all week? It depends on how much ink you print away. That this cartridge is not run empty. It's not a hassle. It's easy. You can do this too. You will. What? Yeah. Okay. Back to the thing what was I started. Okay, this is a X-Rite product. It's a 1 Pro. You can scan colors with this, and especially you scan paper. You printed such a test chart on it. These test charts are just thrown away stuff. Okay, you print it once and then you can throw it away. So this throwaway, I don't like throwaway culture. I just throw away what is really destroyed or non-usable again, and then I give it to recycling because I like recycling. Okay, what can we do to spare some paper and ink? It's easy. You just print these big test charts from the iProfiler software as a small image. It's as hassle-free as it gets. I zoom some. Yeah, that's better. I check it with my mirror. I have no vlog cam. I filmed this with the Fuji XGF1 because I like the camera and the results of it. Okay, back to the business. I could show you how to do this. It is not complicated. I will make this and then I will show you this process here. It is an easy thing and you can save a lot of cash with this. Okay, where are we about? Yeah, that's good. Okay, now it is sharp, no autophoto, no automatic focus, that is good too. Okay, first we produce at first this chart, and then we go further. We start here at start, we go to profiling. Oh, excuse me, back. You choose your printer series here. You tell him Canon Pro 1000, and then you click on profiling. He asks you, do you want to scan 33 images? Those are 2000 and some fields he print. These are 400. You can tell him, we want to go and check out 600. Then you tell him, mix them up. You click next. Okay, now we have one side, that's perfect. And now we are saving this image. We tell him test chart 600 fields, I made this a few times. And then we have here some test charts. Now I click save, then I have this print. Now you click here, print it, you go here, you search your printer, Canon Pro 1000, you click print, you click adjustments, and then well, no, I don't print it with this tool. We go to, we have saved this. Now we go to QImage. Download QImage is a wonderful product. Buy it, it's worth the cash. Okay, now we have here, this is a page. You tell him A4, then you go and then you go and tell him, wo ist jetzt das? Then you tell him Bilder, also. Then you go to images, and there we have the 600 chart. We put it inside here, and there you have the image. Now this is too small. You print this on at least A4. Then are the fields about 1 on 1 centimeter, about a fourth of an inch. You can make those smaller as on an A4, but I would not advise it. When they are smaller as original, the program will print it. You save some ink. I did this now a few times. I tested 5 to 7 sort of papers to get a good result on each different kind of paper. Now you go on, here you have printer profile. You tell him let printer drive manage. Let printer driver manage color control. Then he will print such a piece or such a piece. Those are nearly the same. That's just another paper. And then we come to the next, and that will be measurement. So you have now printed those. You have waited about 1 to 2 hours such the liquid from the inks can evaporate and the color is dry, the ink is dry. Then to be able or to minimize error of color reflections, you prepare your scan board with some white stripes of a thick paper that does not allow lights go good through, and then you have a small opening for your iPro 1 profiler, and you can then scan with this new size of scan field smaller fields. That's all about smaller fields, less ink wastage, and smaller paper wastage, because you can print all smaller. You have to run this slowly from left to right. It makes beep, then you start. It makes beep, you start. When you're done, you let go. It makes beep again, and then it will tell you good or not good. I have to scan it again or not. Okay, that is one approach to this. So you can produce ICC profiles for each of your papers. When you have $1,000 aside and you're gonna buy such of these apparatus. And now we go first back on me, and then we are going back on some software. Now we put this aside. This is a I have to check for color appearance. Yeah, that's not bad. But I have to make it this way. This will make it easier. Now, where's my... There. Now you see this image is reddish. It has a red appearance. And I made this profile myself. It is a Hanemühl Barita paper. It is a very good and expensive paper, but the appearance is reddish. I don't like that reddish. And the paper is some yellowish from nature because there's a film on it. And well, that changes the color appearance and the reflection of color when you scan it with the X-Rite Pro on the table down. You don't see it. Okay, and now what I did is I made this prints here with the profiles, ICC profiles. Q-Image makes or has in its library. There are more of this ICC profiles in this library. Okay, so now now we are going to watch some more of the ICC profiling in mannerism of how do I get such small images. Why print these? What's the tension about these imagery? The idea is easy. Maybe when I start with the black and white, it is absolutely clear what I am talking about. You see this black and white images. They don't appear all exactly the same. That's first. This is the same ICC profile. It's reddish. I don't like reddish black and white images. This is a fine art paper ICC profile from Q-Image. Okay, why did I print these 9 small images? Because I want to see what results the ICC profiles deliver me before I go and print such scannable test charts. Each time I lose many ink on this test charts. I don't like that, and paper too. With these small test prints on the paper, I could save me time, nerves, and paper and ink. Now, how do I go about it? I open here. I go to prints, and on prints I choose passport size or wallet size, and then I place the image, whatever image you like. You could also take you could also take a black and white image. You have to choose, of course, a black and white image when you want to check out how the ICC profiles renders the ICs, the color on a paper. Okay, you have the size. You go to media size A4. You tell him photo paper what you feel or what you have in mind what paper it is. I choose photo paper lackluster, is matte, and then let printer driver manage color management. This is the first you print. When you have printed these, you name it. Normal paper, let printer choose control color management, blah blah blah. And then you make the next. And the next is you go and browse printer profiles, and there you choose fine art, museum etching, second other fine art paper, or you can choose photo paper pro luster, and then you go and you reset the image on a different place on the paper, so it will go it will not overprint the first image. Then this comes out, and then you repeat the process. You go to browse print profiles, then you go to the next, you check Barita photo paper -P, open it, okay, you click on print, and then it will print this image with the ICC profile from QImage. Okay, what's then all about? You have a paper, you don't have to scan with this iPro scan tool such a chart. You just can use what you have, and then you can choose out of these 10 repeated processes which ICC profile you like. Well, the results are all about, in my opinion, and that's all about that, and all about this, and more I don't have, I assume, to add, because it is easy. You can piss away each color from and paper for each paper you try to ICC profile, or you just can take your image you like, or you use most often the similar images. You can take any image you want, of course, but when you want to focus in on what images you shoot often or you print often, you can take a bluish image or a black and white image, and then you see exactly what happens to contrast and color management when you use the ICC profile Barita -P. So that's the idea behind it. When you're doing this with, there are now in my library on 109. I did not 109 ICC profiles. I'm not nuts. I have other things to do. I tried 9 to 10 different ICC profiles now for this Schwarzwaldmühle lackluster 200 gram paper. It's one of my favorites. It's really good for foggy images. I like it, especially for this scenery. It is a small island in a lake. It's called Kaumar See, or Kaumar Lake in the Engadin. It is in the southeast of Switzerland. It's wonderful there. The water is blue and it is warm because the sea is the water is in a black stone. So when the sun comes the whole day, the stone will warm up, and it will not cool down fast. It takes very long to cool out. And well, I took some of my most often printed images that I know of. That was this time a bluish black and white, and then of course black and white. You can do this with the most often printed image you have. That's the idea behind it. Then you save paper and time, and cash on such a product. What I would advise you is, excuse me, when you don't have calibrated your screen, buy a small version of this tool. There is a Color Monkey, an example, has a studio, and I'm the 90% certain that X-Rite has a studio scanner for your monitor too. They don't cost thousands of Swiss francs. Those are for print shops made, and that's because that's why they are so expensive. When your screen is adjusted, like mine is, you will see this. Oh, a second, I will change this. That's not good. I will show it you. I will show to you what I meant. Now you see that's an X. We take another image. We take this one. This was sunset in Ireland on the lower Loch Erne. And when you choose now, up here in the right you see the RGB channels, the histogram. Then you see how the appearance is on the screen. Now when your screen is calibrated, the printer, when you tell them print this out in your in the standard profile, he will do this. But each paper you use has a different physics to it, and the physics will change the appearance of the ink. Why is that? And how does it work? It's easy. You have such a Barita. That's a Hanemühle, yeah. Barita. This has on the back side, you cannot print on it. It has a closed structure. I can explain it to you with the kitchen tool. So, you know what this is. It is used in kitchens. It is a sponge with... there we have contrast. This is when you check out a paper like this one, you feel it on the upside. It is glossy and like some plastic is on it. And it is the same with a sponge. The paper has on one side, on the upside is a film or out of something. I assume it is an acrylic or it is some polyester fabric, plastic, Kunststoff, plastic, and on the downside is the paper. Now, when the printer nozzle, give me a sec. So now when the printer nozzle is printing, he will spit the ink, or he will spray the ink on the upper paper, on the film, and then there inside will the ink will sit. So you can't print on the other side because the other side is made different, and that's all about those papers and inks. You have such a normal paper, you can rip it easy apart and you see what is inside. Here this not, it has two sides to it. One is pressed harder as the other, or there are different fibers. On one side are bigger fibers to stabilize the paper, and on the other side are smaller fibers. And when you are printing without an ICC profile from your paper, you cannot achieve what you choose, what colors you choose on the screen, because that colors have a certain histogram to the appearance on this screen. And when you now try to enforce these images with these colors, or when you now try to enforce these colors with this histogram, with the RGB data inside the file, when you try to enforce this on this paper and you make a first print, you cannot, the printer will not know how the paper will react, because reality is the paper will reflect light. The printed inks will reflect light different than the light will reflect the ink. I make another example, then you will understand it perfectly. Also, I assume, yes, that works. Now we have a concentrated light. Well, okay, so down. Well, that's okay. That's a laser. It will not harm you. You see now the reflection is bright green. Now we go to the black. It will absorb light, and that is exactly what happens. In detail spoken, to be precise, the more black is on there, less light will reflect from the paper. It's as easy as I talk about. You will see the reflection will brighten up, and now it is darker because more ink, black ink, will absorb light. And now that's all about. When you tell your printer, the Canon Pro 1000 or any other, he has to use a certain ICC profile, one you made for this paper. Then the colors. Oh, excuse me. The colors from the screen will. The image color of the screen will appear nearly perfect on this paper when you make an ICC profile. But I did many of those charts, and I had an error. And this is the Hanemühle. This one. This is, you will see it. No, you don't see it. Maybe you see it now. Yes, you see it. This paper there, this is the ICC profile I made. It is reddish. All others are more or less bluish, like I like them. And with this whole process I'm talking about here, with making such a paper and use the ICC profiles you have, you can save the complete investment in such of those, and that's all about, because that thing costs you about $1,300 or euro, and this costs you one sheet of paper and 30 minutes of time. So what do you choose? When you're a hobbyist, I assume you choose this option. It's much cheaper and you don't waste much paper. That's all about for now. And more I've not to add. So you can make those with this, and you spend about 1,300 euros, or you can make it this way, and choose the ICC profiles you have inside your QImage or inside your printer spooler ordner. They are saved. You can search for ICC and they will appear, and then you can test print them. I assume you start with black and white. When you do just black and white, then you can print 20 of small black and white images in a different ICC profile. You have to take it out of the print each time and refeed the paper, but hey, You get to save money. Money is important. And don't waste it. Money comes to people who don't waste it. That's all about. When you have some questions, shoot me some questions. When you need a special ICC profile, I make them. But then I need some donation of paper and money for the ink I use for your ICC profile. So that's all about printing ICC profiles. Thanks for your attention. Have a nice day. Enjoy printing. Bye.